Paris-based Indian artist Sakti Barman has lived between two worlds, and his canvases are proof of the many influences in his art. They're deeply layered, they draw upon Indian myths, and they're rich and textured. Sakti Barman's making his first visit to Singapore. He's here for Kala Sutra, the biggest showcase of contemporary Indian art that we have seen in Singapore in recent times, and we are going to be in conversation with him. Saktida, thank you so much for your time. I interviewed you the other day and you said something very profound. You said, I'm painting hope, and I have you framed next to this beautiful canvas that you have done of Mahatma Gandhi. And I want you to start with this and tell us, what do you mean by I am painting hope?
When you see the Mahatma Gandhi's painting, don't you feel that there is some hope? Still we have some hope in spite of all the difficulties and the trouble that this world is going through. And the message of Mahatma Gandhi could have been a real message if they would have listened to him. Anyway, now this painting, I like to tell you how it is done. You see, once I met the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi in Paris. He came, he wrote a book on Mahatma Gandhi and gave a talk. And I happened to be there and I bought that book and then I read that book. And I was so emotionally involved that I wanted to do few paintings of on Mahatma Gandhi. And the first painting I did, that whether Mahatma Gandhi's message been given properly. And then I have painted Mahatma Gandhi was reading, and then whole the world, the war is going, the violence. You see, there are people with a gun running from one after another. So that was the starting of my Gandhi series. You see, I have not done Gandhi series, but I have done several paintings of Gandhiji, and that was the starting of the Gandhiji. And then I made another painting that it is in view. I mean, you can see that. That painting I did with the idea that the whole world he wanted to give a kind of harmony. So here you can see the church is there, and mosque is there, and the temple is there, and also our god and goddesses are there. You know, so this is the idea with what we, idea how I have done this painting to tell you that. And the hope is a cave. You see, there are artists, they are unconsciously in the secret memory, they, you know, not only artists, everyone, we have some memories, and the memories we have so many things unconsciously kept, and few memories stayed on with you. In the childhood, in my school, I read the Legends of Greece and Rome and Greece, and there the Pandora's box, story of the Pandora's box, that all the evil has gone out from the box and only something stayed on, that is called hope. Means the hope that nothing is, but still there are some good elements are still there. That which I learned when I was 10 or 12 years old, that also stayed in my memory, and that I think stayed on, even it comes to my work, because whatever I paint, even something violent, I cannot give the violence to that painting. Means there are some elements that always stays, that it gives that maybe there are still some hope, you know, that something will come back and nice things, and people will live in a pleasant world, you see, and happy world. So this hope when I see my work and when people ask me that whenever they look at my work, they feel a kind of, they like to dream. They go to a dreamy land because in my work I never do the realistic work. You see, in my work there is real, unreal, dream, and undream. Everything is mixed up, east and west. You see, I was born in India, living in Paris, and those two cultures is also live together with me.
But I wanted to ask you about that, Shaktidar. Being born in India and living in Paris, did it sort of help you look at India in a different way?
Naturally, you see, in the end, when I recollect all my memories and from my first being there until today, then indirectly, whatever I say and whenever I say that of my act, I always have a feeling that I am representing India. It means what I say, it is some of my Indian the India is speaking through me. You see, because I never forget that I am from there, and I've been whenever people meet, they know that I'm an Indian, so they like to speak about India. So I have to speak Indian, though I'm not a fanatic to represent oddly Indian philosophy, Indian Upanishad. You know, they will start talking about Upanishad, Gita, and all this without knowing anything. You see, but this is not this kind of hypocritic way. I have never talked with or deal with. I don't want it to represent India like that. But it happened that I have to be a little bit different from French people. You see, and so that is true. And later on, naturally, now especially, because as I'm coming back to India very often, and Indian elements are entering to my work more and more. Don't forget that in the art has the influence, had an influence of the moment, of the time. See, what I lived, even the way I was grown up, you see, in my house, we had the Durga Puja, we have all kind of pujas, you see, and we had a joint family, big house and big land and all kind of things, trees all around. And when there's a courtyard, at that time of puja, my sisters, my cousins, and all of them used to do alpana. And there's a Durga Puja which took place. Jatra was there, theater, you know, in the village. And so those things, I have grown up with that, you see. And then those things remain with me. I mean, this not only me, whoever grown up from there, that remains. And then other things added to that, like, you know, I had gone to Paris. I was brought up in a family who didn't have that much of Bengal poverty, as you say. That was, you know, some kind of middle class family. You see, we don't have so much money, but we didn't have any scarcity. You see. Maybe my father had, I don't know, but I have never felt that. I wanted to go to Paris. I have been sent to Paris, and though it was my brother and my brothers are also contributed with my father to go there. So these are also helped me to have some kind of ideas of life, you see. And so, and that dream, that maybe it is also unconsciously, I was there dreaming from India, though I don't remember all my dreams, but maybe that also has worked. You see, the work of art is very uncertain. We start, we don't know where we are going. There is not a logic in there. You see, we start a painting, we don't know when it will reach, when it will come, and how it will come, and when it is coming, what it has come, I don't know. You see, even you don't know whether it is completed, you see, then you can work again. I can work again in this work. Now you see what you will work. I don't know if you put it in front of me, saying that work on that, and force me to do, I think I shall do. I might spoil the painting, I might make it better, you see. So anyway, this is the way the whole art world goes, you see.
Yeah, Shakti, you were an artist in the 1950s. If I remember correctly, your first solo was in 1954. And Indian contemporary art today is very different. We have a lot more opportunities, we have art fairs, we have exhibitions that travel. But what did it mean to be an artist in the 1950s?
Very difficult, very difficult. You see, 1950s, when I entered to the art college, and I remember I stayed in a hostel with friends, and I was one person with another friend of mine who are getting a reasonably a certain amount of money, which we can have an extra tea in our canteen, you see. And now many of my friends, they didn't have that also. You see, they used to come very family who had very economic problem, you see. So, but still they wanted to be painter. I have seen students who are working at the same time paying their studies. Can you imagine? Even I knew one painter. He used to work at night. We used to share the same room. We used to share 4 or 5 as a room, and there he was to work late at night, commercial work, and go to the and so that whatever money he has used to earn, give to the family and give the marriage to his sister. Can you imagine? And like that, people used to study. And unfortunately, those people are no more in this world. I feel very, very sad that with the people with whom I have some memories, most of them has left this world. Anyway, so that time, the selling a painting, first I didn't know how one become painter. Means what is and how a painter make his living. I thought that best thing I can do when I go to Paris, and after studying there, I might have an opportunity to come back to the art college and get a job there as a teacher. But finally, I didn't have to do that. But when I came, that was the thing I used to know, which I can do. Apart from that, I didn't have any idea what one do. But when I had been there, then one of my paintings sold, and I was told by the people there are institutions, there are galleries who sell paintings. Then we came to know the stories of Picasso, Matisse, and all those masters, and how they started their life, you see. Though they do not have so much of difficulties to settle, but still there are many artists in Paris. They had some problem, financial, economic problem. You see, especially the people who start a new kind of work, you see. Now, but in course of time, I have seen that I have started selling my work there. So then I said that maybe by selling my work, I can stay. Then, but still, when I came back in '62 in Paris, from Paris in India, then when I have showed my work, and I have noticed that I have sold only 2 or 3 works, and 2 or 3 works is not, it was not a big amount of work with that you can live with that, you see. And in Calcutta I had one, nothing was sold. You see. So finally there I had some contact with galleries. In London they used to come and buy my work, and I had also an exhibition there. So they said that if you come, we'll take your work. And I had some hope. You say, I say that hope. At that time there is no hope here, but there's some hope there. So I have gone there, and then I have come back, and then I got married. Then I came back home, Paris again, and in India again. Then traveled nearly a year. Then I've gone back, and like that I have started. And in Paris, not that I had a success like that, you see, but life was difficult. But I have hope, and hope was fulfilling. At the same time, hope was failed. Then again, stay with hope, and like that it continued. You see, and I think I was lucky. I didn't have to go through too much of economic problem, and I can maintain myself with painting, with my family. And then I never, once I took a small job for the textile design, and which I did with pleasure. But when I saw that I cannot paint and I'm not earning enough, because I was doing half-day job and like that, I wanted to combine. Finally, I left the job, and then I continued my painting. And finally, I could survive, you see, and I have several exhibitions and successful exhibitions, and my painting has gone all over the world. I have exhibited in Paris naturally, and London, Italy, Madrid, and not Madrid, Milano, a few other cities of Italy, then Germany, like that. Even my painting has been bought from the museums, and few paintings has gone to America. Like that I maintain. Then in India, I used to come also, and there's a gallery called Pandol Art Gallery in Bombay. They used to keep my work, and used to have some exhibitions. And when I always had some success there, that success, with that you can buy some jewelries for you.
I was going to ask you about that, because you've been wearing it for a few days. Is there something special about it?
No, this is my, this I always wear it, you see. I generally say this is to impress the girls, young girls. But this I bought with that money at that time. And then instead of giving it to my wife or to my daughter, I kept it for myself. And in the plane I saw that this was being very much appreciated, and that's from then on I always put it on.
And this was in which year did you buy it?
Oh, it will go back to 60s, 70s, early 70s.
So it's your good luck charm. You
Yes,
always
it is my good luck.
But one of the things that's really struck me about you, Shakti, apart from the depth of your canvases, the kind of stories you're telling us through your paintings, is how amazingly generous you are to other artists. You had wonderful words to say to Arpana Kaur at the session I moderated the other day. She was almost in tears because it was completely unexpected. I've interviewed your niece, Jayashree Burman, last year, and she said she owes a huge debt of gratitude to you as a painter, because she's very, very inspired by you. I met Maya Burman, your daughter, in Delhi, and she had the same things to say, just looking at her father paint. You know, how do you inspire so many people? I mean, these are three people I clearly know, but I'm sure there are hundreds of others who
You
you've
see,
inspired.
I have not taught anyone, but Picasso has not taught anyone. Matisse has not taught anyone. And there are so many painters, they have not taught, but they have inspired people, you see. And that, in the case of Jaya, you know, I was the only person in the family. It reminds me the family of Rembrandt. You don't mind telling you this story. Because very recently I had gone to Holland and bought a book of Rembrandt. Though I had several books, but after buying this, I had gone through all these books. That there, you know, the way they describe the family situation was like ours, see, that they were not very, very rich people, but not that they were suffering from poverty, see. Economically they are all right. And two of the brothers, there are three brothers, two of the brothers has gone to the family business, windmill, you know, they had a windmill. You know what it is, windmill? That there's a wind which it is to be used as a machine for the rice and other things, you see. And so when Rembrandt showed some interest in art, his father and brothers, they said, we are all in business. He wanted to be different. Please send him to Amsterdam. Leiden, I think, first, then Amsterdam. And when I was reading that, I remember my situation. It was something like that, because most of my three brothers had gone to the business, and I was the only come out from there, and I wanted to do something different. That, as I told you before, that my father was very worried that because I have not gone to any, nothing, though I missed my mother, because my mother died when I was a child, you see, even I don't remember. And so, that is a great loss, but maybe that loss was not felt because I was surrounded by the family and the affection I got from my father, from my brothers, you see, and all together, it was such that I didn't have that the suffering of missing your the affection of your mother, you see. Now, in spite of that, when they have decided to send me in Europe. Now, at that time, people are not going to Europe so frequently the way we do today. It was a real journey. You take a boat, and through the boat you go. See, 13, 14 days it takes. And you need a certain kind of organization and arrangement. So, the Joya and all my nephews and my relatives, they were very proud of that. That time to time, they used to see my name on the paper. You know, I had a journalist friend there. Whenever I used to do something, and